Hello everybody, today is June 26, 2024. I have 8 names that I want to mention today. There's some interesting setups. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Take this as educational, I guess, content. And if you get any utility out of this, just leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be super appreciated. Anyways, do your own research, due diligence before getting into any names or any type of investment. Let's start with Amazon. So I mentioned Amazon a couple of times. I think it was the first time in the last few weeks was on the 20th, and then which was 6 days ago, and then I did it again on the 24th, and well, now we're here. We're breaking this level right here at 190. I'm hitting all-time highs again. Did we? Yes. And what I was saying was how much I like the setup, and I think back on the 20th, and then on the 24th, I was saying that I like the fact that it's getting tighter and tighter, and then today we got some news, went up about almost 5% at one point, and now we did close at 3.9%, which was a very nice move. I gotta be honest, I wanted to get on this. I was thinking yesterday about getting into Amazon, but yesterday I was super busy, so I actually didn't get to trade. And that's why I didn't make a video or I didn't put anything on X, because I was just busy. But anyways, so you had a rejection of the resistance level right here once, twice, or maybe a couple of more times here, and then we went up on this area right here back on mid-June, June the 12th, and then we hit this again 2 days ago, and now today we are moving back up. So we broke out on this resistance line or level, and what I actually like about this is that there is definitely room for a continuation. I think 200 is something that we can actually probably expect. So yeah, this is probably gonna continue running. There's a little bit of a similarity of, and I pointed this out on X, with what we have in Google. We have here this ascending triangle as well, and then you had 1, 2, 3 days, and you actually kept going up. I think Google might also have a little bit of room up, but I'm not talking about Google today, even though I just did. But Amazon, I think Amazon still have room to the upside, and actually long term, I think Amazon has a lot of future. So if you are somebody who wanna probably have an investment and think about just holding the names or stacks of a company, Amazon is, in my opinion, a pretty good option for a long-term investment. Anyways, this is what I was talking about a few days ago. I know I mentioned Amazon here. I was suggesting going to the downside, and then when we were at this level right here, I was mentioning that it could be a good idea just to keep an eye on a reversal, which it did. So anyways, this is playing out. I really like the setup right now. MACD and TSI look pretty good. RSI is not oversold, so Amazon looks pretty good. Alibaba. What I like about this setup is how MACD and TSI are behaving. They are starting to get into neutral territory, and the MACD and the TSI look like they are gonna cross the signal lines. So the RSI also looks pretty good, in my opinion. Another thing that is pretty important is the consolidation that we have here in the last, what is this, 8 trading days. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm just gonna be patient. You have to give it a few more days and see how this develops, and see if you have a move up in this kind of like in this kind of fashion. And you definitely have this resistance at 77. So what I think I would do if I want to get into Alibaba would be wait a few more days. Today is already, today is Wednesday. Probably by Friday you will have a better picture. so you can make a decision. I would probably get in Monday morning or something like that, depending how the market is looking. There are some, let's see the economic calendar. Let's refresh this. So yeah, so on Friday we actually have PCE, so that could have a little bit of an impact on what we see here. So I will wait until Friday and see how it works, unless tomorrow you have a spectacular day, which would be, nothing that I could do at that point. But I like the fact that this is so flat, and there could still be a move, or we could have a move on the way down towards 70, but right now is 73. It's looking like a pretty strong support, and let's see if we can go a little bit further back. Yeah, I like this support right here. If we break down, definitely you go down to 70, but this area right here is what I'm looking at. I like the setup or what is starting to happen in BABA. There might be something interesting brewing for BABA. What else do I have? I have Best Buy. I mentioned Best Buy 2 days ago. Best Buy. What day is it? I mentioned that on the 24th, and that was it. At least that's what I have in mind. So my thing here, what I mentioned a couple of days ago, was keep an eye on this trend line. The reason for that was because it broke up, and to me, based upon the MACD and the TSI, it already looked a little bit extended. So I was like, my thesis was like, this might go down here, and just keep an eye on the trend line. And let me do something, because I did take, this is the SMA 35. I don't need that. Okay. I think your next support level is going to be the SMA 35. And let me add this. So we can still go down. I actually bought puts for Best Buy somewhere when we were breaking this support level. So right now they are paying, but I think this can still run at least to the SMA 35, and then you can assess if it makes sense to continue or to let it run, which probably will happen. You have a very low liquidity area already here, so chances are that this is going to continue going down, and the MACD and the TSI are telling you the story that the momentum is now reversing. It was pretty obvious, I guess, at one point over here, but my entry was based on this level right here. I like what I'm seeing right now. Things could change, as we all know, but I think this has a little more room to go down, at least to somewhere in this area, which would be where it meets the SMA 35 at 80 or a little bit over 80. The SMA is going to continue going up a little bit, and this is going to, I guess, meet the SMA 35 within the next few days, in my opinion. So that's the thesis that I have for Best Buy, and again, I'm short on I went short on Best Buy. I also was looking at JMIA, and JMIA was, my thesis in JMIA was back here. So I did buy puts. I think it was on Monday the 17th. I sold the next day. Most of the times I swing. I did trade, but I've been swinging lately. So I did sell on this candle right here. But this, the momentum actually continued, and now we're seeing a little bit of a reversal. But then you have this candle that doesn't bring very good news. Tells you that sellers is still a little bit in control. So just keep an eye on this. I like this level at 721. I am really hoping that we might see a reversal, which that's what it looked like when in the beginning of the day. In the beginning of the day, this candle was pretty nice. Let me see. This is on automatic. So like this candle right here was it looked pretty promising. I was certain that there was going to be a reversal, and the thesis is still here, so let's just keep an eye on this. That the MACD and the TSI already are cooling down, so we'll see what is the reaction that we have within the next, by the end of the week. I don't think I would like to enter long because I don't think I want to go short at this point. Anytime until I see the reaction on this support level, and even if we break that, I would like to see the reaction on the SMA 35. But so far, I think that JMIA can actually reverse. So I'm drinking some water, and definitely it's another name that I'm keeping an eye on. I would like to go long, but we'll see. We'll see what the chart tells you. Anyways, keep an eye on the 720 support level, and keep an eye on the SMA 35 as the next support level if we break 720. Now, I've been also keeping an eye on this for a couple of weeks already, and I've been mentioning this quite often, I would say, on this setup. There's one thing that I kind of don't like about this. I trade options. The problem with this name is that it's not very liquid. So your entry and your exit could get a little bit sticky. But if you want to buy shares or whatnot, I really like the setup. I think breaking this resistance level right here at, I would say, 54.90 or 55 would be definitely a great indicator for this to continue going towards the SMA 35. And then you have this very low liquidity area right here that would probably be a magnet for the price action to keep going up. MACD and TSI are looking pretty good. The RSI is also looking good. And I love the fact that it keeps consolidating here. So we might break this channel right here tomorrow or in the next few days. We'll see. We'll see if that happens or if actually there's a rejection or whatnot. But it seems like it's playing out. I've been talking about this for at least 2 weeks or more. So, and the fact, and the reason is because of how the diversion between the MACD line and the signal line, and the same here on the TSI line and the signal line. Normally, when they start meeting, the move to the opposite side or the reversal tend to be a little bit more, I guess, dramatic. So I'm just waiting for that. This is just sitting right here on resistance. So let's give it a few more days and see what happens. I probably want to mention this either tomorrow or Friday, but other than that, so far I still like the setup. I'm just waiting on it. I'm not buying yet. I want to see how options look. But anyways, I think there might be some opportunity here. I will check with this either tomorrow or Friday. Then yesterday, as we all know, RIVN got a pretty interesting day after the news with a joint venture with Volkswagen. And what was interesting about this, or RIVN, is that, you know, the price action went up about 50% after hours. Today you have a 23%. That the price right now is at what? At I can see, but it's like around. Oh no, well, sorry, I have it here, 1474. To be honest, this joint venture on, I guess, on the surface looks great, but it's nothing really impressive if you actually see how it was structured by Volkswagen, and $4 billion, and the way that, again, the deal is structured is not a lot of money for them. I think there's more benefit for Volkswagen than RIVN in this case. What I'm going to see, or what might happen, is that this is going to bring a lot of attention to RIVN, and the reality is that once you see the balance sheet of this company as, you know, underwriter or whatnot, things might change a little bit. I think RIVN is still in a lot of trouble. I think they're still going to have a lot of problems scaling, and especially on the side of production. Doing cars is a pretty, you know, the car industry is a pretty difficult industry. So Um, if anything, there's probably gonna be more benefit for Tesla, which I'm gonna mention next. What I think about this right now? I would let it play, um, but to be honest, I have a bearish bias. Not yet, but you have this. There's basically no liquidity, at least from this area to this area. There's no liquidity to 14 or from here. This is a pretty nasty gap, and you had already a gap here, so which was a little bit bigger than this. The only thing for RIVN also is that they have a lot of the short interest is a little bit high as well. Maybe that is why also that the 50% reaction that we have yesterday happened, because of the short interest that region has. But anyways, I do think that I wouldn't trade this for a few days and probably see how it closes the week. But I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this to go short. I'm not saying that I'm gonna buy puts anytime soon, but what I'm saying is there's a good possibility that that gap is gonna fill. Where if it's gonna be sooner than later, I don't know, and that's why I just wanna see a few more candles and see how the chart is playing and what is the story that I see on candles, and at that point make a decision. But to be honest, I do have a bearish bias. I'm not very impressed to what the news came out. So anyways, my suggestion, just keep an eye on the chart. I personally wouldn't invest on this for a little bit. Is there could be a chance to go up to 16 or maybe higher, I don't know, but nothing that I want to trade right now. I just want to let it play and see if what I'm saying is actually going to play out, meaning that there is a chance to at least fill this gap, and if that is the case, there is definitely opportunity. But I'm not going long on this, and in order for me to go short on RIVN, I would have to wait. I just have to see what is going to happen in this area right here. That's what I have for RIVN. Tesla. I mean, what can I tell you? Tesla was pretty much in range here for a pretty long time. I would say if you're seeing on the 1 day chart, and then you broke this level right here on the trend line, went up, then retested this support line at 177, and now we're up at 196. Today Tesla was almost 5% up. At one point it was up 5%. I really like what I'm seeing. What would be coming next? Well, let's see, what are we seeing right here. Well, we can cross 200. We can easily argue that 200 is the next level. So I think, you know, to be honest, as I'm looking at this chart, it is very enticing to actually buy calls. I already have Tesla shares. I sometimes I buy calls. I just trade Tesla, you know, that every now and then. But I think 200 should be the next psychological level, which is, it could actually come tomorrow. And you know, I don't think I wanna really rush to buy anything right now, but it's definitely you know, I really feel very tempted to buy some calls for Tesla, but I'm just gonna see how it's gonna behave tomorrow. Sometimes when you have a pretty solid day, green day with Tesla, the next day is right. So that's another thing that tells me, you know, don't rush. But I like the fact that now it's starting to move up with more momentum. I think that reaching 200 and passing 200, then 205 would be next. with there would be no issues on 205. Let me see. Oh, look at this right here. So yeah, I really like Tesla right now. I'm not buying, and the reason why I'm not buying is because I want to see what is going to happen tomorrow. Again, sometimes, a lot of times, Tesla has a pretty nice green day, and the next candle tend to be red. But that's the only reason. But other than that, I would like to see the behavior on the 194 level, and wait for the 200 psychological level, and then up to 205, 206. I really like Tesla right now. I do have a bias because I do have Tesla shares, but you know, I like what I'm seeing. And this is another TTD. I like this ascending triangle, just like what we saw on with Amazon and what we saw with Google. Pretty much the same setup. I didn't buy anything today because what I wanted was to wait, just like what I did with Amazon. And I think if this continues to behave this way, I might get some buy calls tomorrow. So anyways, this is all I have for TTD. The MACD and the TSI look pretty, even though they are over the zero line, they look pretty neutral right now. I like the setup. I think there's definitely a good chance for this to move up. Let's see how this trades. Yeah, it's not too bad. So that's what I have for today. Those are all the names. Sorry, I'm a little bit scattered today, but I'm just super busy, and I just wanted to squeeze this video in my schedule. But anyways, that's all for today. Bye bye.